On Rosetta release weekend, we had a commoner crawl here in Portland, Oregon, USA as our first chance to get stuff on the table. 21 people came out to that. That's right, 5 rounds of testing the brand new stuff from Rosetta in the commoner format. We expected Runeblades, we got Runeblades, but we also had some other interesting things happen as well. So today, let's run down that event and look at some of the top decks from that day. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my Flesh and Blood Commoner fans. Welcome back to Dice Commando for another installment here on the channel. And today, that's right, we are recapping our Commoner Crawl event from a couple weeks back. Rosetta Legal. We wanted to see how the new stuff hit, and we like to do them opening weekends so that, gets the fun in, gets the blood going. Now, an event, of course, we run in partnership with Travis over at Fab Foundry, who, that's right, is your host for the upcoming Calling Portland. Make sure to check out that. Head over to the link below. I'll have it there so you can get all registered for that. It's going to be an awesome time here in Portland. And let's not forget, that's right, Commoner Battle Hardened coming your way. It's going to be freaking sweet. So we had 21 people show up to this event. So we were out at Migration Brewing. We've been there. I think this is the 3rd time we've been there. Place is really friendly. It's, it's not too hard to get to. Really friendly. Their French fries are just phenomenal. So we love that place. But yes, that was September 22nd. But I am happy and able to announce that on October 24th, that's right, if you were in the Portland area, or even if you're not, if you're nearby and you want to drive down, we are going to be at the Old Market Pub and Brewery. That's right. We're going to be on the west side. I know you east side people, you got to travel. I know that stinks, but be on the west side. It's going to be a great time. Checking out a new place for us this time. October 24th is our next Commoner Crawl. And that's right. Getting ready and headed into the Commoner event, the Commoner Battle Hardened at the Calling in Portland, Oregon, USA. All right. So as I mentioned, there are 21 players that showed up for this event. What's really fun about this one is we only had 3 heroes that were duplicated. So there were 4 chains, 2 database dash, 2 Florian, and then let's just go down the list. Bravo, Aurora, dash database. I already mentioned that one, but Dromai, Vincent, Phi, Kano, spoiler alert, Kano won the event. Zen, Verdance, Max, Levia, New, a Rhinar, and an Azalea. On top of course, the 4, the 2, and the 2. So 2 Florians in the house. But in terms of what took down the event, Stephen Morgan got first place, going 5-0 on Kano. That's right. Basically all zaps Kano. Stephen nailing it. Billy Horn came in second on RuneGate Chane. Jeremy Smith came in 3rd place using my deck, or the same as my deck, but he piloted it way better than me because I took it that day too. Jeremy at 3rd place on Siege Chane. Siege Dirge Chane, whatever. And then John with the surprise in terms of hero, but not in terms of skill, but on New, bumping me out of the top 4 in the 5th round. And well played, sir. Turns out, banishing my own cards works really well until I have, too much blood debt, and then I just die. So, well done, sir. And that's right, what you see across the screen right now is John's deck, which he very graciously shared with us. And you can see it's very much good stuff. Banish your deck, attack reactions, just what you would expect of New. And guess what? Her feet and her hands are all legal in the Commoner format. So he has Annihilate the Armed red-blue, Impulsive Desire red-blue, Pick to Pieces red-blue, a Razor's Edge in there because, hey, that's a love for stealth. He has Hiss red-blue, Inductive Inducement, or Intimate Inducement, has Intimate Inducement red. That card is so dirty. Venomous Bite, 2 Sink Belows, because obviously a Blue Wither, Isolate red-blue. That was really dirty with the attack reactions and nicely played. Red Infect, Desires of Flesh red-blue, and then running 4 Chi cards, Path, Pass, Grain, and Rising. If we go to the loadout, Blossom of Spring, a really nice looking Blossom of Spring, Null Boots, Null Lantern, Null Gloves, Null Hood, as well as, of course, the Stilettos and the Arousing Wave, no surprise there. Hope Merchant's Hood, Spider's Bite, and the Beckoning Mistblade, and then with a side of 2 Oasis Respite. So again, congratulations, John. Very well done, and it was really nice to, I think that was your tournament, right? Lots of change flying around the top tables, but you handled them, you dispatched them very gently. Moving on next to Jeremy's deck. So we're going to run through this relatively quickly. There's a link below to the article, or excuse me, the video in which I covered this one. I got some really good feedback from Jeremy actually on improving this, which I really appreciate. His feedback was basically like, Seeds isn't doing the work it used to. And after playing the deck, I kind of agree. And I think that's why, the smart kids are looking at the RuneGate stuff. And I think that's completely valid, because you know what? Rune chance and more rune chance and then some more rune chance is actually a pretty good way to play the game. But looking at this deck right now, of course, we see Shroud of Darkness, Goliath Gauntlet, the Aether Ironweave, of course, Rosetta Thorn, of course, and then Snappies, 2 Minnowisms, 2 Nimbleisms, Rainbow Riftbind, Rainbow Seeds, Rainbow Shrill, Rainbow Bounding, Rainbow High Notes. So not a lot of diversity in the deck. 2 Dirge, 2 Red Dirge, 2 Red Swarm, and then 2 Ghostlies. Then the sideboard's 2 Oases and 2 Sinks, with the Null Gloves, the Crown, and then the Boots to round out the AB3. And that's the package, kids. That's a package. It's a very fun deck. I felt bad. So Sean Cowan and I, of course, get paired up round 1, because of course we do. And Chane's gross. Chane is just gross. Absolutely gross. All right, moving into Billy's deck. So Billy did, remember, place second place in this event and did so very, very handily. So he was on a version of Chane, RuneGate Chane, which had done very well in the Battle Hardened, or at the Calling Sydney the weekend before on the gold foil version. He was running a very, very, very similar deck to that. So if we look, you see in the reds, you've got Shrill, Meet and Greet, Bounding, Hit the High Notes. Those are normal ones, but then you see Phantom Banshee and Phantom Wraith both in the reds. Now that's very interesting, right? Because that's not something that we traditionally have seen in Chane, but now we've got new tech and we're leaning into it. Also has 2 Pulled Strings, 2 Dirge, of course, 2 Red Oath. Remember, that was very, very recently derated. 2 Read the Runes, which actually makes a lot of sense. With Chane, you can give it the goes, right? We've all made that mistake before playing Chane when we didn't want to give our non-attack goes, but in this case, you do, because you want to then be able to gate out. Pretty awesome. And then he has 2 Cussings, of course, because phenomenal. He does have 2 copies of Phantom Wraith yellow, Dirge yellow, and then Runes yellow, and then going into the blues, Lead the Charge, Oath of the Arknight, Hit the High Notes, Meet and Greet, Phantom Wraith, and then Phantom Banshee as well. Now you can see he was playing Arcane Polarity. That did some serious work for him. That was a great, phenomenal meta call. Great work, gaining a bunch if you've taken Arcane. Take a rune chant from some of the other chains, gain some stuff. Really good call there, really good meta call. 2 red sinks. We've got the Null package there, and then you can see Ebonfold, Aether Ironweave, the Runehold release for the Create a Aura, which I think is definitely, probably, almost certainly what I'm going to be moving into in the other version, and then Snapdragon Scalers. So again, congratulations to the 3. So first off, thank you to the 3 of you for sharing your deck, and congratulations. So when it comes to the Kano deck, the Oops All Zaps, or Oops All Mostly Zaps, as it is Kano, again, I want to give a huge shout out to Steven. He had basically told us coming, he's like, I think this deck's really good. I think it's got legs. We're all like, I don't know, prove it. And he did, right? Went 5-0 very handily. I ran up against him, took me down pretty well. He's like, he did a typical Kano thing. He's like, if you've got a blue, it's over. If not, I did not have a blue. And that was the end of the story. The deck's very good. I was very impressed with his piloting of it. But I also argue that you can't just copy it, right? You have to know what you're doing. Granted, it's all zaps. I get it. It's not all zaps. But either way, shout out to Steven. Now, that deck is not being covered here, and I know, get the dislikes ready. I get it, right? But the reason that deck's not being covered here, it was actually shared. He actually shared it on a global Discord ever so briefly on that global Discord, and he was told that not only was it not good, but that people didn't believe he went 5-0. So Steven has pulled it down, and out of respect for him, I will not be sharing that here as per his request, which actually, I actually respect that, right? So we can sit on it, and we'll see how it does at the Battle Hardened in Portland. So either way, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you again for everyone who came. It was awesome. 21 players, massive. Hope to see an even larger number when we do the one in October, headed into Battle Hardened Portland. It's going to be a great time. Thank you all for watching, and go Commando.